practice to 3 simple mantras, prayers for the welfare of all sentient beings, recited again and again through every hour of her waking day. Now here was this woman, by all accounts, an extraordinarily beautiful young woman, devoted to the Dharma, who suddenly was kind of besieged by a suitor, a wealthy merchant who had the power to really demand betrothal. She escaped the suitor by climbing down through the hole of a cliffside latrine, then fleeing to a monastery. And she was a legend in the region. Every Sherpa who marched toward Everest would go toward her retreat and pay homage to her. But no one had ever seen her. She had never been photographed. She had never certainly been interviewed or talked to. She has not been totally without human contact. She receives food twice a day, and Sherab treats her medically. And I will never forget in my life that moment when that wooden door creaked open. And what did we find? We found, in fact, an incredibly ebullient, talkative, friendly, kind. Her first gesture was to give us cookies. And what did she do? She went right into the Dharma. And she sort of said to Mathieu, essentially, it's great all that monastic stuff you guys do, and, I respect it, and it's quite wonderful, but, it really just comes down to a single mantra.
She deeply prays for all sentient beings to be free from all sufferings, outer inner sufferings, and so from her heart she dedicates the merit as she recites the Om Mani Padme Hum, the mantra of Avalokiteshvara. It's like the one Dharma that condenses all.
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Yes.
So her life has been completely dedicated for 45 years to solitary retreat, to the recitation of the mantra, and all directed toward the well-being of all sentient beings, almost like her heart, just spreading compassion.
Yes. It all boils down to our own mind, the quality and the nature of our mind. So whatever the Buddha has taught, all the many aspects of his teaching, they were all meant to understand the nature of mind. So the main thing is to give away all elaborate practice and simply remain in the Buddha nature, in the Buddha's mind, and that's all. And she said, if she survived, with her mind, she'll come to visit me sometimes. So I told her I'd prepare a nice cup of tea.
Finding serenity through the Dharma is the experimental proof that validates the Buddhist science of the mind, just as a falling apple proves to us the existence of gravity. It may be hard to understand what this means, but it exists for the Tibetans. Many Tibetans do not believe that we went to the moon, but we did. We may not believe that they achieve enlightenment in this lifetime, but they do. At the Tukten Choling Monastery, Tibetan Dr. Sherab Barma is in high demand. In one day, he will see over 100 patients, diagnosing everything from cataracts to smoke inhalation from the fires in the kitchens. Western science and efficiency, a Lama once wrote, has made a major contribution to minor needs. We spend much of our time in the West trying to ensure that people live to be 100 without losing their hair or their teeth. The Buddhists spend their time giving meaning to existence. The Buddhist spends all their lives getting ready for a moment that we spend most of our lives pretending does not exist, which is the moment of death. We in the West, I think, constantly confuse knowledge for wisdom.
It's a little bit to relax your body and straight in our spinal cord.
And you see this in old men all the time in the West. You know, they say, what do you mean? I've worked so hard. I've built General Motors and goddamn it, I'm going to die? Or, I've got 15 PhDs from Yale, Harvard, Princeton, and Oxford. My God, I know everything about diatoms, and I've been in every genetics, and I've been at every conference, and I've gotten the Nobel Prize, and goddamn it, I'm going to die. And they haven't thought about that. And the essence of Buddhism is the notion that all life is fleeting. Every moment of time is precious, and you have a choice. When I finally sit down to meditate beside Sherab and shut my eyes, I'm overwhelmed by the non-stop mental traffic in my head. It happens to all of us, and most of the time we don't even notice that it's there. But when you meditate, even for a moment, you realize how far you have to go before achieving even the possibility of being able to calm the mind. In that particular moment of meditation in that space, your thoughts move through your mind, and the metaphor used always in Buddhism is that the mind is like a windy lake with the wind buffeting the waves and causing the water to be turbulent, and if you can somehow still the mind, you will clear the lake. And so as you go deeper into that kind of meditative state, sometimes just sort of raw emotions will just come up. Tears often come to the novice, for to meditate is to allow oneself, often for the first time, to be still. And to be still is to glimpse the true nature of things. Like so many of us in the West, I dwell too often in a whirlwind of frenetic activity, racing against time, defining success by measures of the material world, books, academic degrees, credentials of one sort or another. This, to the Buddhist, is the essence of ignorance. They remind us that all life grows old and dies, that all possessions decay, and they offer an alternative, a path of wisdom, long and difficult, but to me, irresistible.